Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Technogate Mage the Ascension game. I am your GM, Frozen Fallout. We have Tycho Vance, Phaedra Bennett, Robert Kell, and shoot, why did I forget how to say your name?
I'm not helping.
Malachi.
Like children.
So, last time on, let me do this real quick. So, last time on Technogate, we had a fight with some robotic Order Hermes things. You had Maxie come in with, you defeated one of them, and then a whole bunch of them showed up, and Maxie came in with her crazy mech and had it hold them off while you guys jumped into Inventum. So you're basically right now on a mission to get a dagger to Maxie, and you'd just been jumped by some kind of robotic army of Order Hermes things, which doesn't really match up too much. Alright, so, as you guys appear in Inventum, let me do this real quick. So you guys had just jumped into this little lunchbox thingy. And this is where you guys appear. With Maxie. There's just piles and piles of junk everywhere, and if you look up into the sky every once in a while, you can see a random pop, or you can hear a random pop, and you can see from the sky a item drops and lands on one of the piles.
Is everybody okay?
I don't think so. I think you're the one that's not okay.
No,
He says as he coughs
asking.
up blood.
I'm asking everybody if they're okay. Actually,
We're okay. Are you okay?
Actually, I think I am. Maxie just gave me a pill of some sort.
Oh yeah, that's right. I did give you that pill, didn't I? Well,
Yeah.
good. Well, how's everyone else doing?
I look around just to survey the various piles in there.
Is that
is there
perception
any
plus
other-
alertness?
Yeah, that was that.
Okay, cool. There is nothing of a immediate danger to anything that's going on besides the possibility of a random object landing on your head from popping into existence.
All right, I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Sure that you don't get your head smashed.
Yeah. Or any of ours.
I comment on how I hate this place and start loading up my program that I made last time we were here that's supposed to kind of help predict those falling objects.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll just give that to you. You kind of load that up and keeping an eye on those objects.
You probably only hate this place because last time we got attacked by those sentinels. I'm sure we'll be fine this time.
Oh yeah,
Right,
don't
Maxie?
worry. I've got a way of getting us back to my place with which hopefully should circumvent any kind of traps that people might have laid on the way. By the way, what the hell was going on back there? All I was doing was just monitoring the lunchbox and got here as soon as possible.
I was hoping you could tell us.
Right, we just got attacked by some androids from the Order of Hermes.
I don't
And
think
then you
those are from
allowed the
the Order
dagger?
of Hermes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Order of Hermes doesn't really use robots.
True, but that's what the thing told us. So someone was trying to pin it on the Order of Hermes.
Has the access to robots and wants the dagger. They
Correct.
I mean, maybe one of the traditions, but I don't know much about that stuff.
I think probably Muddin is trying to sow the seeds of chaos, if you will.
I don't think Muddin has access to that kind of technology.
It
Yeah,
seems a
this
little
is-
bit out of his wheelhouse, if you ask me. But in any case, real quick, let's get back to my place as soon as possible here. So, and
Yes,
she
please.
pulls out what looks to be like a drill almost, or like a big like Mega Man drill, like and she throws it up into the air and it turns into. Have you ever seen Ninja Turtles, the cartoon?
Yes.
So it's basically one of those driller things that they have in there. She's like, "Come on, get inside!" And she pops it open, and it's got like a compartment for you all to sit in. It's got like a little driver's seat.
I get in.
Yep.
I sit down and to make space for everyone, I tightly clutch my briefcase.
She
also.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I hop in. Get everyone up.
So she jumps into the seat and says, "You might want to do something to close your ears. It's gonna get a little loud." And she puts on like a headset, and you can hear like loud blaring music coming out of her headset. What do you guys do to cover your ears?
Oh man, I don't have life.
Forces.
All right, so I'll start with Malachi. Malachi, you said that you're going to be using forces. What is the technological aspect that you're going to be doing in order to accomplish these deafening, or not allowing you to not be deaf?
I suppose the easiest way would be to insert earplugs that have some forces rebuffing on them.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you've got some, and I mean you'd probably have these for firefights and stuff like that too. So
Yeah, or the range. Yeah, definitely.
okay, so go ahead and roll. I'm just gonna have you roll a ret difficulty of I'm gonna say 4 for this.
Difficulty 4. 3 successes.
All right, so yep, you're able to, successfully deafen the loud noises while still actually probably being able to hear more non-deafening sounds.
Yeah, it does a nice balancing act.
Yeah. All right, so Robert, what are you doing to protect your ears?
I'm plugging them with my fingers.
You gonna be trying to use any enlightened science behind this technique of ear plugging?
Unfortunately, I don't have anything. I did not come prepared for something like this at all.
Well, what I want you to do then is roll. Geez, this is a tough one. I'm just gonna go with. Do you have Streetwise?
No.
Okay. Athletics, dexterity. I guess.
Oh man.
While you're doing that, Phaedra, what are you doing to prevent your ears from exploding?
I'm gonna use some gauze.
Special gauze?
Yes. And I'll use my life to enhance it, to gauge how many layers will be appropriate.
What level of life do you have?
I have 2.
Awesome. Go ahead and roll just Arate. We'll just do a straight Arate roll, difficulty of 4. Awesome, you're fine.
I'm not gonna make it through this because I have no athletics.
Do you have any
help?
suggestions on any possibility of?
That's what I've been trying to look at.
Okay, Tycho, what you gonna do?
First, I'm going to look around. Given that this thing makes a lot of noise, this is a problem, and it has spaces for passengers. Are there perhaps already some hearing protection devices nearby?
Oh, good idea. Go ahead and make a perception plus investigation.
First, act, look around.
She just told us to protect our ears. She didn't say how. Maybe they're already here.
Awesome.
Hey!
Yeah, absolutely. There's a compartment, up by the pilot seat that has the headphones that you can put out over your ears to protect you. So,
Okay,
Robert, you could also negate.
I was gonna say, do I see this happening?
I'm
make a
gonna go and try and
perception
grab-
plus alertness check.
Perception plus alertness. Was I so thrown off by this that I don't even notice him?
You're like, how do I stick my ears? Or
Just
my
keep
fingers?
opening your
Is this
suitcase.
difficulty 4?
Yeah, difficulty 4. And it's okay.
Yeah!
Let's wait to
I mean,
get the
I'm gonna-
botch.
I'm going to look around and see if everybody else wants one. I
Well-
assume there's more than one set.
I'd say that there's a set of 4. Perfect for you, coincidentally.
Okay, yeah. So I
Thanks.
grab one and quickly, or I grab 2 and I quickly hold out one. Does anybody need one?
Oh, I grabbed one immediately.
Okay, so yeah, and then I strap them on.
I mean, yeah, I don't want to waste my gauze.
I'm also gonna take one just because. Hey, why not have 2 things? As far as I'm concerned.
You see her kind of look back and say, "Oh, you found him! Great! Press the button!" And she she screams this at you, like whoa.
Oh, I bet you
Anybody-
there's some comms built into these things, and I hit the button.
As soon as you hit the button, a blaring of heavy metal music just pours out of the. It doesn't deafen you in any way, shape, or form, but it's loud.
And this is a good thing?
It'll help! She screams.
Alright, I hit the button.
Alright, so she
and
starts.
then I turn it off again and hope.
She turns off the machine, and you can tell that with it off, you can't you can barely hear the engine roaring, but you can kind of tell that there's a huge amount of roaring happening around you, and you feel lurch. Everybody was seated and buckled themselves in, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So you guys, you can feel tunneling and shaking. You guys are holding on for dear life. It feels like the whole earth around you is exploding, and you can hear the loud explosions as it hits different types of rocks and inventions that are buried under inventions. And after a short while, it ends, and you guys pop up into Maxie's laboratory. It's got a little tunnel, chute area that she pops out of, and the door opens, and you see just a clutter of craziness all over the place.
Is that a horse?
Don't mind the
First
horse.
thing I saw too.
That's Mr. Ed when they invented him.
Yeah, I step out of the giant drill thing and start looking around quickly to see if there's clones of us, just because I half expect that of her.
Make a perception plus a investigation check.
Are there any other people present in the workshop?
Nope. Unless you include robotic type things, but most of them are malfunctioning. There is like a little dude. There is like a little box that kind of runs around and screams and shouts and tries to get your attention every once in a while, but most people ignore him. Let me know if you don't want to. I would highly suggest you ignore him.
But okay, so the robots don't look like the robots we just blew up.
No.
Very different. Okay.
Very
I
different.
got a.
They've got
I
a.
get a 2 or 3. Sorry.
Oh, so that's 3 successes. Yep.
Okay.
No, that is
No, with the
2
one?
successes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's blue.
No, because if it's a difficulty of 6, he's got 3 successes.
He's got 3.
10.
Oh, weird.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, never mind. It doesn't count that 10. We always forget about that. That
Yep.
it doesn't double successes in this because it's the older world of darkness. Anyways, anyways, it wouldn't because it would have to know specialization and shit. Blah blah blah. Anyways, so you were checking for clones. There are no clones of you that you can see.
Fantastic.
Oh, man.
So she says, "All right. Well, do you have the dagger?"
Yeah, who was carrying it?
I think it was me. Yes.
If you could, and she opens her hands for you to.
Yeah, I could give her the dagger.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. So, your mission has been accomplished, and you guys can go home if you want. I have a high suspicion that the reason why you were being attacked was because of the dagger more than who you are. But I also do have something that I would like you to participate in, if you'd be interested in hearing me out before you leave.
I'm interested to hear it. What about you guys?
Yeah. I mean,
Really quickly, I'd just like to point out that in terms of who sent those robots, who do we know that's really technologically advanced that might want us dead more than us completing our mission?
I mean, our wonderful leaders.
We pressed a
Yeah.
button that didn't work before.
The people that we work for? Yeah, we were all thinking.
I just put that together.
There is one thing though.
Yeah.
They also gave us the dagger. I mean, unless they were trying to do some like plausible deniability stuff.
Well, it was interesting that it was a declaration that the Order Hermes wanted the dagger. Considering, well, I mean, there's possibilities, there's always possibilities, but if we're going to take the most simplest solution here, is my belief would be that it's very possible that they didn't believe you could defeat one of them, and if you couldn't, it could injure you, leave you alive, make you report back that the Order Hermes had stolen the dagger, and therefore everything would be pointed towards the Order Hermes, and whoever really did it would be able to continue to do whatever they were doing without the eyes of the technocracy on them.
So
As not
Malachi, welcome
everybody.
to the team.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have made enemies in the past. Also, these robots definitely seem like a Q department. Isn't your mom the head of it?
Yeah. Can I do a roll to figure out if this is similar to any other like technocratic stuff that I've seen?
Yeah, hypertech plus intelligence. If you want to look over, she's. I believe Phaedra had taken one of the bodies.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, she's got one right here.
Nice. Maxie, you got anything that can help us out with this?
That's one success.
Does
Does any of it look familiar to me?
It doesn't look familiar to you. This is definitely different than what Void Engineer tech is like.
Yeah, this doesn't look like Void Engineer tech or anything my mom works on.
Well, I could hook it up to my scanners and see what I can kind of pull out of this here.
Yeah, I know there's some tradition mages that work on machinery like this.
There would be the only sect that I can think of that would be close would be the Sons of Ether, but their tech is usually more retro than this fine piece of art that you have in front of us here. However, it is not beyond their capabilities in any way, shape, or form for them to be able to create such a thing. It just seems to be more outside of their wheelhouse. I mean, just by taking a look here, I see a lot of iteration X inside of this thing, inside the workings of the circuitry and how it's built, just from a quick glance here. But it's possible that, there's lots of possibilities. I'd have to take it through a full scan for me to be able to understand more. But I'm guessing my results are going to come back with one final diagnostic, which is, this is Nefandi. This is not technocratic or tradition in origin, if you ask me.
Oh.
Well, that kind of jives.
Well, we can wait until that is the result. I mean, is there anything organic about it at all in terms of, or is it strictly a robot?
Organic flesh over metal.
But no organic operating components?
More Terminator than Cyborg.
Yeah, okay. So it doesn't have like it's a robot with a human skin to look good.
Mm-hmm.
Not anything like part human, part robot. Those
Right.
freak me out a lot more.
Phaedra, maybe you can do some testing on the skin, see if we can get like a DNA match.
Yeah, I could do that. It's probably lab grown though, to be honest. I mean, if I was going to build this monstrosity, I would cover up as many traces as possible. But I can do a DNA scan.
And we kind of left it unsaid, but I think we all agree that Maxie can definitely take a look at it.
Yeah, I can throw it in the scanner whenever you guys want. I'll let you guys do any experiments you want to do beforehand.
Yeah. Will your scan damage it in any way?
Shouldn't. I mean, I am going to be using some pretty advanced science here. You never know with these kind of techniques what kind of anomalies can come up in such things, but I don't think a basic scan will be that much of a problem for me.
Okay.
I've never dealt with Nefandi stuff, so I don't know what plugging my tech into it is going to do to my tech.
Well, do you have a basic understanding of entropy?
The most basic, yeah.
Well, you might be able to help out.
So yeah, I'll do a quick scan.
Let's do an Arete difficulty of 4.
3 successes.
Nice.
Let my tricorder do the same.
I'm gonna actually try to scan for any like residual traces of any type of like how its consciousness worked, that kind of thing, operating system.
Ooh, interesting. So we're gonna real quick do Phaedra. Phaedra, your analysis kind of comes back pretty well, which is that this seems to be more of a lab-grown organic substance that is not. It's consistent with skin, but it's more grown in a petri dish off of the more basic compounds of the DNA, and not something that's directly derived from somebody. So basically, your DNA scan kind of just comes back human more than a specific person or anything.
Could I jot down the schematics on this to replicate it later?
Yeah, this will help you with any kind of organic skin projects that you want to work on.
Thank you.
Tycho, so you rolled a ret to. I'm sorry, what was your action again?
So I want to scan it with entropy and dimensional science and see if it has the residents or the residue of one of the known umbral realms.
So do you have, or do you want to do this while she's scanning it or before she scans it? Like using in conjunction with her, or are you waiting and just doing it before she gets it, or before she starts her scans?
Well, at the same time, but not in conjunction. I was just doing a separate scan.
Okay. So
before she does her scan, though.
Yep.
I would like to hook up my briefcase / all that jazz and try to get to the bottom of if it's like a storage system or a consciousness to see if we could pull any memories out either way.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that's
to try and get a hint of who might have sent it.
That's right. I thought that you had rolled actually, and I was like Tycho, and then I'm like, nope, that's not. I'm confused now. Anyways, yeah. So that makes sense now.
Wait, as I see him going to plug something in, I'm like, you make sure you got an air-gapped firewall on that. If this is Nefandi, you don't want that stuff infecting your equipment.
Oh yeah, no, I've got that completely separate dual-booted thing that I set up to keep everything hidden from our glorious leaders.
And I also see Mikhail. I always want to say that. Malachi. So Malachi, you rolled Arate for matter scan on it.
Yeah, basically I'm looking at the physical structure of it and looking if there's anything unique about the materials. Is it straight steel? Is it, something that's extremely exotic? But the actual the make of it, I'm trying to scan.
Okay. So, let's see here. So, Robert, go ahead and roll your Arate, and then Malachi, what you kind of get back from your scan is that this is standard steel that it's kind of made out of, but definitely in, or not just steel. I mean, there's gold, and it's it's computer parts and stuff like that. But it definitely has more of a technocratic signature than anything erratic, and there doesn't seem to be any kind of like abnormal materials per se that are picked up on just a matter scan.
Okay.
And then,
all right, thank you.
And then Robert, you got one success on your scan of them trying to like suss out memories or mind or anything. There is a backup chip, so that even if it is decapitated, it is possible for it to actually continue going as long as it didn't suffer catastrophic damage. In other areas besides the head, which you guys had quite well done. So there is damage, but there is a memory chip actually inside of it. It's hard to scramble out anything, especially with just one success, but there definitely is some data that's being stored away that you might be able to gain access to with an extreme amount of successes on. It's highly protected by what looks to be some form of enlightened science or magic of some sort.
I think we should at least try to get this chip out of there. So even if we need to try later type thing, this could be our kind of smoking gun depending what's on it.
Very good. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to chip out too because really nice toy that I want to play with. See if we can rewire it.
Okay. Yeah. Maxie goes in and rips out the chip. In an interesting technique that seems to be almost too forceful, but it comes out with like a perfectly clean chip that's like definitely no damage done to it. But she kind of just shoved her hand in there and wriggled around for a little bit and pulls out a chip. She hands that off to you, Robert. I believe this is what you were looking for.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's get the scan going here. And then Tycho, you got 4 successes on your scan of entropy. And what other spheres were you using?
Dimensional science.
Mhm.
I was trying to figure out what other umbral realms this item has been to.
Okay. So the only thing that you get back from it is that it has no umbral signatures except for the penumbra, and it recently definitely was not created. As far as you could tell, it wasn't created in the Umbra. It has extremely high Nefandi taint to it, and it's one of those things that the skin almost seems to like keep it in, but you can just like see it like pouring out in the areas where the skin has been ripped off, and the decapitated neck area is, you know, just shooting out dark, powerful energy of entropic origin.
Ew.
I'm gonna take a sample.
No, I don't think it's physical. I expand my scanning screen and I'm like, yeah, look at that. There's just entropic energy just seeping out of this thing. Looks like the skin was meant to keep it in. Ooh. If we could get that, if we could use that skin as a shielding.
A second skin.
Yeah. We
Also,
know it's from a robot, but nobody else does.
How fast is this seeping happening? Is that something we need to concern ourselves with? Or
Yeah. I show it to Maxie. I'm like, is this something we need to be concerned about? Or is your lab okay with this?
We should be fine. I don't see anything that's necessarily dangerous about the power that's coming out of it. But it definitely is telling on quite a bit of a scale of what this thing is. As I suspected, it's definitely Nefandi in origin more. But I'm seeing both tradition and technocratic magic being worked here, which is outside the wheelhouse of all concepts of magic that I understand currently. There's some mixing that has been starting to happen with inside the traditions, but even the Sons of Ether and Virtual Adepts seem to hold more to their technocratic origins, and although the younger generation seems to be more able to dabble in both, but I would imagine it would take at least 10 to 15 years before one of these new starts would be able to do something like this.
Well, let's throw it on your scanner so you can figure out why it exists now.
She was scanning it, so that's basically her report back too. It looks like it has definitely has technocratic origins inside of it, but also, like I said, tradition and heavily influenced by the Nefandi.
Well, that's not comforting at all.
no?
Doesn't that just indicate that somebody within the technocracy is working with the Nefandi?
Or somebody within the tradition mages.
Or a combination thereof.
Well, then that kind of leads us to my question for you all. There is a meeting, and she kind of looks over though and like stops real quick and goes, "Who are you? I didn't ask for you to be here." And she points at Malachi.
Oh, Maxie, this is Malachi. He's new to the group. He's still getting a feel for how things are kind of going.
She like goes over Malachi. She like pulls up a little screen and kind of like types some things into it, gibberish it seems to you. And then after a while, kind of looks over something, kind of looks back and goes, fuck it. All right. So there's a
Do you
meeting.
need to throw him in the vat?
Nah, it's fine. But
Sure.
well, I don't know. But
I said my
I
name
lean
and
over
rank.
and I'm like, I've got his DNA for later. It's fine.
What was that, Josh or Malachi?
Oh no, I was I assisted in her search by saying name and rank. Well, once she says like, "Who are you?" and starts looking through stuff.
Oh, cool, awesome. That makes her trust you a little bit more too. And she's like, "All right, I don't know exactly the whole story behind you, but I got a little bit here, and I'm willing to go out on a limb. If you're with these guys, you're either a spy and there's not much I can do about that, or you're gonna be able to assist us all in the endeavors that we're currently working on. So there is currently...
Keep it safe.
I'm sorry?
Goals to keep him safe.
Yeah, I gave him a talking to when we first met him. I'm pretty sure he's not a spy.
Well, I am going to be attending, and I have been authorized to allow for your group to attend as well, a meeting between some of the technocracy and tradition mages that is being held in Mars, or on Mars, in a neutral site that has been set up between the two groups that are trying to work towards a peaceful resolution to the Ascension War, and a refocus of our efforts in the Ascension War to not fight with the technocracy or with the traditions in the sense of us fighting each other. We need to refocus our efforts on taking down the Nefandi. And we believe highly that there is an extreme infiltration within both the technocracy and the tradition mages at this time. And we're going to try and work together in order to bring out these Nefandi infiltrators and destroy them. And I was wondering if you wanted to join the meeting.
How popular is this meeting?
There is going to be approximately 20 mages, give or take, that are going to be attending, 10-ish on both sides, maybe a little bit more.
Is there any particular reason they've allowed this little ragtag group to attend?
And she picks up the dagger and fiddles with it and says, "This little baby that you found here and your connections to everything that's happening right now. You seem to be more in tide with what's going on than meets the eye. However, we could be wrong. Nobody is forcing you to come to this meeting, but your presence has been requested by JD, the leader of the tradition mages in Madison."
Do I know who that is?
You've heard of the name.
Due to his connection with werewolves or the technocracy?
However you want to have that information. I mean, it's kind of known that he exists in Madison, but there isn't a whole bunch besides that he's an Order or Hermes mage, maybe for the technocracy that you would have access to. You might have more information from the werewolves, but also they wouldn't know a whole bunch about him. They wouldn't know that he is older than he seems, or that he is other people. They know him as JD. No, there's some other information out there about that. They might gaze about who he really is, but
they don't know him as James Doty.
No.
Suppose I wouldn't either.
Correct.
Well, I don't know, guys. I'm inclined to say yes.
Well, I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna get this I'm gonna do some more analyzation on this dagger along with this body here and see if they're connected to each other. And she kind of goes off and or kind of escorts you guys over to a room for you guys to talk to each other.
What do you guys think?
Well, I'm going.
Yeah, we have to go. Also, we're gonna get all of the all of the organization to be anti-Nefandi, in one place. There's no way this thing is not going to
Blow up.
Yeah, that's the worst case. Yeah, that's my fear.
Yeah, I'm only slightly hesitant because, my mom warned me, and I don't know, I think she might know more than she said.
Yeah, what did she say? That seems important.
She said something very pointed about stay away from tradition mages. Don't get involved. I don't know. I've never been super clear on how much she knows about the upper echelons of the technocracy, but I don't know.
Okay,
Specific warning.
Here's my problem. Because we don't know a lot of information, but we do know what our goal is, which is to stop Muddin and figure out what the stagger is. How many times have we been stuck in a dead end or been screwed over and we don't know the answers to those questions? It's about time that we went on the offense and try to suss out who could possibly trying to fuck us over. Go into this meeting, we could possibly see all of the big players on the field.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I definitely want to go to the meeting. I think it should be said that, just like everything else, this is a decision that's being thrust upon us. We're not making it. We're not seeking it out. So, I mean, I don't know much about how that prophecy shit works.
Right.
But, I mean, the way Maxie said it, our fates are tied to this dagger somehow. That's why they want us to be there. It seems like there's some sort of external narrative force that's pushing us in this direction. But that being said, let's go to the meeting.
Yes.
Because adventure.
I don't think we have much of a choice. Unfortunately.
Malachi, you're part of this group. You should have a say.
I'm
Unfortunately.
I'm just thinking about how there was a couple of postings on that sheet that I could have picked from, and this is the one that I chose. Yeah,
That
let's.
just means that your fate is tied to the dagger as well.
Yeah. So yeah, we have to go to the meeting and try our best to not be surprised.
What's our other option? I mean,
To be honest, it would be good if we're going to be attacked by like a whole bunch of it would be good to be around the top keck of the technocracy and the traditions.
I mean, we know that the Nefandi are infiltrating both sides. This is going to be a gathering of some of the biggest from both sides. This kind of seems like the type of place where you wouldn't want to be, but that's just me.
It's not technically the biggest. It's the ones that want
the influential. Yeah.
Well, no, they're the ones who want a non-violent resolution to the war.
So the opposite of what the Nefandi want.
Yeah.
And I'm just smart enough to recognize that it's happening.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, maybe like you say, maybe we're tied up in this no matter what, but maybe this is our choice to not be. Maybe this is our last chance to not be.
Robert.
Yeah, Phaedra.
I have to go. You guys have kind of been newly initiated to this, but I've been searching for this moment for about 15 years now. I'm going. I've been tied to this fate for a long time.
All right. We can't let you go alone, and sounds like I'm the only one that is second guessing it, so I'll fall in line.
Appreciate it, buddy. I pat you on the shoulder.
We're gonna need you out there, Robert.
Yeah, I mean, I might have to headshot some other bitch.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that he was the one who finished it.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh yeah.
Well, should we go
Sideways
get Max in the
glance
news?
glance at my new laser cannon. Bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you guys said something about that setup.
Yeah, I was thinking that you should just like when we go to like camp for if we go to set down for a bit, just open it up and just like have it open on your lap.
Either that or like tweak it a bit. Maybe make it a little lighter. Switch out some of the mechanics. Make it faster to set up.
I was thinking about looking at it and see if we could get more ammo for it, but in any case, that's not here nor there. I mean, well, at least
I was
maybe.
gonna ask Maxie if she could charge it up, but let's talk to her about going to this meeting.
Yeah, I think that I think we're gonna have a hell of a time keeping all of these people alive if this meeting happens. I am very nervous about if Nefandi's infiltrated both organizations. They have the chances that they haven't heard that this meeting was taking place is extremely nil. Maybe that's just me in my.
No, I agree.
And so we're gonna have a hell of a time. Be ready for bear. And to be honest, okay, let's say we gotta pick a side. Which side do we pick? It's probably the technocracy. That's probably the ones that we protect, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, the technocracy is still a technocracy. We got our problems we got to take care of, but we're not turning our backs on the technocracy here, are we?
Well, no, I'm just thinking like if we save them, we're going to be claimed, like we just did our jobs because they pay us for that. But if we save the leaders of the traditions, like that's kind of a big deal in their culture. I don't know. I'm just tossing out ideas. In any case, it won't come to that because we're going to catch it up front.
I like your confidence, Malachi.
Eyes to the sky. Let's go.
All right, let's go give Maxie the good news.
And also recharge that laser cannon. Let's get on that right away, just in case that there might be a time component involved.
Yeah. Hey, Maxie.
Okay, so you guys head out of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep, Maxie's sitting at the computer, typing away.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the meeting.
All right. Good to hear. Awesome. Well, so you are all decided upon this. So what's your cover story that you guys want to go with as to why you guys are going to be? Well, I guess I could just extend the time that I needed you like last time, but that might get suspicious.
Weren't we requested because of our intertwining fates with the dagger?
I'm talking about your
bosses.
Your bosses are not going to let you come to this.
Oh. Can we just throw some clones in the vat?
Well, I've got some things. I can kind of do the same thing we did last time. Shouldn't take more than a day, anyways, for all of this to finish up here. So.
Okay.
All right. So you guys.
Oh, I got a couple things to take care of here. So I pull out the laser cannon. How many shots was this thing supposed to have? Does it have more than one?
It only has one shot, yep.
Okay.
But she is able to re-energize it.
Okay, so, Maxie, hey, can you recharge this thing? She does, apparently. And then I'm like, hey, Maxie, can I talk to you in private for a second?
Absolutely.
While they go off to talk, I take advantage of her workbench to fix up my lie detector that got borked when I tried scanning Malachi.
Okay, yep. I'll let you just automatically fix that thing back up.
Cool.
Can I talk to Maxie now?
Yep.
So I pull a set of keys out of my pocket. It's a single key with a keychain, and I'm like, hey Maxie, do you know what this is?
She kind of looks at it a little bit. Is that a fetish?
Yeah, I got it during my time with the werewolves. I mean, I don't know if a werewolf made it originally, but I don't know. I've gotten it to manifest a few times, but I'm not too sure about how the energy transfer goes. I was just wondering if maybe you could give me like a task battery that I could use to, just in case we need to get away. You can tell what it turns into, right? You've got the.
Well, she pulls out like a little scanner, scans it. She's like, oh, it's a car, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. It's just sometimes when I try to get it to appear, it doesn't work. So I was just hoping to get maybe if you had a task battery or if you knew how to help me out with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can give you a little task battery here for it to fuel it on up and keep it running. And she kind of hands you over like what looks to be like a little cube of energy that has like a little tube coming out of it.
Cool. All right. Thanks. I don't know if we'll need it on Mars. I just wanted to be prepared. I don't want the other technocrats to see it unless it's totally necessary.
Yeah, not a problem.
All right, I'm all done with that. So
all right.
Go back in.
Anything else that you guys want to do before you guys head to Mars?
I want to restock my pills.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give you an auto refresh on that.
Cool, and
Maxie
I'm
will
gonna
help you.
give. Was it 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just do 3 of the armor pills, and I'll give each one to my teammates. So Tycho, Robert, and Malachi. All 3 of you get an armor skill pill, which gives you 2 points of stamina for your dice pool if you take damage, and it lasts for an hour.
Thank you. I wanted to I'm standing in the shop of cluttered craziness that also has a rhyme and reason. Correct?
Yep.
Alright, I want to just look around.
Okay.
Is there anything of unique or usefulness?
Usefulness is a hard thing to maybe gauge. Unique, yes.
Okay.
Almost everything here is pretty unique. Seems to all be like inventions out of the minds of people, from the past and into the future.
Anything that looked like it might attach to or somehow complement a gun?
Ooh, make a perception plus investigation check.
Is that a 6?
Div 6, yep.
For 3 successes.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Um,
that's a good roll.
Yeah, so you end up finding a. You end up finding what looks to be like a special silencer that you've kind of like seen people theorizing about and stuff. It shouldn't cause the bullet to decrease really in velocity, but it will still muzzle the sound. It seems to be doing something other than actually something that would cause the bullet to slow down. So you can get a silencer on one of your weapons that doesn't do anything except for silence. Because normally silencers, I believe, get like a -1 to damage.
Okay. Second question: is there anyone around me when this takes place?
I'm
Like when I find it?
gonna say no.
All right. Shit. We're gonna say. All right, so I'm gonna be all like, bring it to her attention and ask her to, if she wouldn't mind me kind of playing around with this.
No, yeah, that's fine.
For a second there, I thought he was going to try and murder somebody.
Well, I was-
Screw it
no.
on, shoot them. All right, what the
Is
hell
there anybody
happened?
around? Yes, I shoot them. Nobody
Oh,
knows.
I screw it into the barrel slowly. No, I was wondering whether or not I was gonna steal it, and I decided to not, and it was great because I still got it anyway. So I'm gonna just like take that and put that away for future. You know, when we got downtime. Right now we're in the middle of stuff.
All right. So, anything else that anybody wants to do before you guys leaves Maxie's treasure trove of insanity?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good for now.
Oh, wait, one more thing. Let's see. Questing and penitent. Can I get a willpower back for my questing nature for agreeing to go on a crazy mission?
Done.
Can I get one for being a conformist?
Done.
Can I also get one for questing then?
Is questing your nature? What? That's your
It's my
essence, isn't it? What's your nature?
Survivor.
Okay. And then, Mike, what was your nature?
Questing.
Questing is your nature?
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. So I'm gonna give you both. Phaedra, you're still gonna get it for Survivor for surviving that crazy attack that happened on you guys.
Hell yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. So she takes you over to a or pops out that machine again and says, "Well, this is going to be a little bit more bumpy than last time, but don't worry, it'll get us to where we're going." And let's see.
And we're going to a meeting where we're totally expected to be at, right?
Correct.
Okay. Just wanted to verify.
Do they know us well enough to not expect Malachi?
Yeah,
I'm
Hey,
sure
I've
that'll
been-
be talked out.
I'm pretty good at diffusing. It's one of those things. I mean, if they know you guys and what you're all about, as long as you don't balk, I'm sure that I'll be able to sort it otherwise.
Don't jinx yourself.
I kinda did intentionally there. We'll see what happens.
Well, if anything, we're invited because our fate lines are intersecting with the dagger, which theoretically, even though Malachi just showed up, like his fate lines.
Sounds like a lot of
Hooey.
voodoo-y hanging out with werewolves again type stuff.
I told you to stop huffing all that paint.
Werewolves don't huff paint; they huff spirit.
That is terrifying. All right.
Just because the can is labeled spirit doesn't mean you should huff it, Tycho.
Then I have to tell you some of my stories one day.
Okay.
Yeah, there should be enough chairs. Alright, so I think what we're going to do here, though, is we are going to go to a break here. Go on like a little 10-minute break here. And we will be back in about 10 minutes here. I'll kind of still be around. I think everybody else will still be around to a certain degree. I'm going to mute most of us, but if you got anybody that's watching has any questions or comments or concerns or anything that you'd like to say or question us about while we're on break here, we can feel free to chat us on up. So we will be kind of on break here though for the next 15 or so.
Alright, I'll be back.
Yep, I'll be right back as well.
I don't like the shape of this room.
And we are back. Alright, so you guys are going to be heading to Mars and meeting up with the Tradition Mages and the Technocracy Mages that have come to this meeting. So we're going to kind of skip the whole, like, how you guys got here, you know, thing, and you basically jumped into the drill and it drilled to Mars in a weird way. But it pops up, you know, there's seems to be a structure built here in the middle of Mars, in the middle of nowhere, it looks like. And it looks to be like some kind of castle-like structure that's here. She says that there is air around an air bubble around this vicinity, so you're able to get out without having to have any spacesuits on or anything. And so you guys come back, or you guys come in, and you guys see before you looks to be like a large table with multiple seats seated there. There seems to be like all different types of symbols that don't kind of make any sense, but you see kind of people filtering in. There seems to be a number of people that are kind of coming in, and I'll kind of introduce each one of them and let you know who we've all got here. So, starting off here, let's see. Let me double check here real quick. Trying to decide on how. Okay, yep, no, this is how I'm going to do this. That's. Alright, so. Alright, so the first person that introduces. So everybody kind of sits down at the table. There's no, like, structure per se where you need to sit, but it seems to be like the technocracy is sitting on one side of the table, and the mages are sitting on the other side. The first thing I'm going to start with is the technocracy to let you guys know who's all here on the side of the technocracy. So, there's some interesting people here, and I'm going to start with the first one that is the most interesting. You see a burning, like you just, as soon as you enter, Tycho, you feel the gaze of all of heaven and earth and the devil and everything look upon you, and you can feel just a searing, like, what the fuck are you doing here? Look coming from your mother.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no! I didn't know. I didn't know.
I don't know how much in the upper echelons she really is.
Oh yay!
You in trouble? Ooh.
Oh man, she's gonna make me start paying rent, isn't she?
I told you. I fucking told you not to come. I knew that they were going to invite you. I told you not to fucking come. You can just kind of like feel that in her eyes.
I'm frantically looking back and forth between. Is that your mother? Is that your mother? Is that her? Is that her? Looking back and
Yeah.
forth between Tycho.
Oh, I didn't know she was gonna be here.
I lean over. Tycho, my apartment might be dirty, but if she kicks you out of the house, you can come over for a bit.
Okay. I might need that.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm trying to think of like the look that I want to give her.
Guilty.
Like, it's like,
So I'm
hey.
gonna look for tomfoolery. That's well, you know.
You're looking for tomfoolery that's happened. So far, everything seems to be kind of in order.
Okay.
So
I
let me.
just want to make that known. I'm
Yep.
looking.
Yep, keeping an eye out for stuff. So the second thing, or the second person that I'll introduce here is, and this is another one that shocks the living hell out of you guys. General Bridges is there.
What?
I thought he was in jail.
Yeah, wait.
Well, there can be more than one of you, depending on how you do shit. On top of that, you see Thomas Rollins, he's not here. Major Rick Anderson is here, the second in command, or was second in command and leader of the Gate Team, Gate Team 1, or I believe it was Gate Team 7. Anyways, he is here alongside with General Bridges. You also see Master Chief Alexa Davis, one of the head engineers for the Virtual Adepts, an expert at space travel, which is part of Major Rick Anderson's team. And then there's Blake Rockwell, who is also here, who is a virtual adept historian and expert on otherworldly information. And you also see Mark, Hitmark 5, that has been in service since 1984, considered more than a hit mark by most of Technogate.
Wow.
Are all of those last four on the Technogate 7 team?
Yes, all of them are Technogate 7.
Who was the third one? You said it was a virtual adept.
Oh, sorry. I keep on doing that. Void Engineer, Blake Rockwell.
Eyes to the sky.
This is awkward.
You see you see a nod come from the general over to you, and also like a look of respect from the rest of Technogate 7 team.
We're respected.
Holy shit, guys!
We got a look of respect. One.
Hey, that's better than what we've been getting so far.
I
assume it was.
am really curious about who's on the other side of the table.
Well, there's one more for the Technocrats, which is somebody that you have not met before, but you might have heard stories about, which is Senator Davison. Senator Davison is a senator that was he's ex-senator, but you'd still call them senators even after they leave, just like president, I believe, right? Isn't that how that works?
Yeah.
Feels right.
Anyways, so however you want to say it, but Senator Davison was in charge of funding and is a member of the syndicate, and worked with the Technogate project for the first, 40-ish, 50-ish years before Senator Johnson ousted him from the Senate and then took over the Senate Appropriations Committee for the National Guard base that Technogate uses as their cover. And where they get all of their funding from, basically. A huge, huge chunk of their funding comes from the state. And so Senator Davison, though, is there as well. Alright, so the other side of the table that you guys were interested in. There are a few people here. So first ones that are easy for you to identify, of course, Maxie takes her seat at the table. Wild Rider has arrived, and you see him take off his helmet for the very first time ever, and you definitely see... let me pull up a picture here for you guys.
Wait, Maxie's on the tradition side?
Oh, sorry, she's not on the tradition side. I apologize. She's on your side. Kind of in between, like on the edge more than anything. But yes, sorry, she is a technocrat. However, Wild Rider is not a technocrat, and so he's the first one that you can really identify on the tradition side of the table. And then we have, you know what? I wonder real quick here. Should have been a little bit more prepared that you guys were going to go this route, but one second here. Storyteller's database and tradition faction characters. Seeing if I can get some pictures here for us here real quick. If not, I'll be. Okay, so if I can just drop and drag this, that would be great, but I don't think that's going to be a possibility. So let me try real quick here. If I can, I can. If not, nope, I can't. I don't think I can just copy. Nope. Alright, so we'll just go off the names. That's fine. Alright. So, what you have before you, and I'll give a little description of what they look like, since I'll have nice little ability to see that. You see what looks to be like a woman with white hair in kind of a monk's outfit, almost like a Shaolin monk's kind of outfit. She is sitting at the table, and she declares herself as being, and everybody kind of has gone around and declared who they are, starting with General Bridges, and then your mother, and down the gate team to, and that's when Wild Rider popped off his helmet and said, "I'm Wild Rider of the Virtual Adepts." And the next person she's Ann Johnson of the Akashic Brotherhood. The next person to speak is in a nun's outfit. Seems to be a older, probably around her 70s-ish lady who is holding a Catholic crucifix, or what is that? Is it
Rosary.
Rosemary?
Rosary.
Rosary. Rosemary. No, that's not what it is. Yeah. So Rosary, and she says that her name is Leah Goodwin. The next person of the Celestial Choir. The next person that stands up kind of is in a trench coat, has like a cowboy kind of hat on, kind of tilted down to create shade around his face that you can't really see his face very well, and you can't really make out much distinguishing features about him, actually. He kind of, even just looking at him is hard to even keep him inside of your memory. He is Adara Hibar of the Euthanatos. The next one to stand up is a Native American who has, traditional, well, not traditional, sorry, or more modern, just kind of clothing on, a suit and tie. Let's see here. He wouldn't be there. She would be there. He wouldn't be there. He wouldn't. Yes. So the next one to stand up is Evan Adams of the Society of Ether, who is in kind of a, white suit, doctor's kind of outfit. Oh, not doctors, engineering. Yeah, so I guess that would be more. Oh, what was this picture? Let me take a look at that real quick. Actually, I remember each one of these kind of famous people, actually. Oh yeah, he looks like Doctor Who from, I don't know, 7th, 8th season or something like that. Can't remember. Anyways, so yeah, he's got a suit and tie on. He's got a, jacket on, smoking jacket. Let's see here. And he is from the Sons of Ether. And I believe there's one more. Let's see. Oh, there's a couple more here. Next one is Shushilia Fabin of the Verbena. And she pull up her picture real quick here. Oh yeah, so she looks like a like dark witch. Like she's about 5 feet tall, long, like brown hair, with like straggly, looks like it hasn't been cleaned in a long time, and she's got like a pentagram necklace on, you know, heavy mascara and like a choker collar and a cloak. She looks scary as fuck. And she says that she's from the Verbena, and then I believe there's one more. Yep. And then there is like what looks to be like a digital copy that's kind of being projected, and it just is looks very similar to the oh, what the hell? What's the hacker organization? Anonymous. Yeah.
Yeah.
That like, you know, silhouette that they have as their kind of default, you know, picture for them or whatever. But anyways, yeah, it's like a silhouette of a person, but you can't make out anything. And he says that he is unknown of the virtual adepts. And then, oh, I'm sorry, there was one last person, and that was JD of the Order of Hermes, who looks like a old man in a suit and tie. Someday I will get pictures for all of them. Anyways, so they are all sitting around the table. They've all introduced themselves, so it gets to Tycho. You seem to be next in line to declare yourself.
I'm Tycho Vance of the Void Engineers. Hi.
And then Phaedra.
Evening, people. Nice to meet you all.
And Robert.
Hi, everybody. I am Robert Kell. It is an honor to meet all of you.
Are you going to save the Void Engineers?
Yep.
Okay. And Malachi?
I'm Malachi. I also identify as a Void Engineer.
And you see Maxie kind of stand up and says, well, thank you all for coming. I know that this is a time of great stress for all of you, and it took quite a bit for all of you to be able to make it here to Mars. And there is good reason for that. She pulls out the dagger and like throws it into the middle of the table, and you see it kind of like start to resonate a little bit, and then just like, you know, dig into the table a little bit more, and it feels like the table almost kind of latches onto it. That is the reason why I have brought you all here today. I'm sure all of you have read the report that I have done with, or that I have created for this meeting today. Unfortunately, I did not have the ability to get that information to our guests here, Tycho, Phaedra, Robert, and Malachi. But let us start some of the discussion here. I believe that General Bridges had some questions that he would like to ask of the Technogate 42 team who has graced us with their presence. And she sits down, and General Bridges stands up and he says, so, I would like you guys to recount how you were able to get a hold of this dagger. As best as you possibly can. I know that only 2 of you here were involved in that matter, so I'll let you speak on that.
Specifically about when we were able to obtain it?
I'm looking to see what kind of observations you have about obtaining this dagger. I know that I've read your reports, I've seen, I've even talked to you about this, but I need you to recount how you feel, what you think was going on, and fill us in on anything that maybe might not have been in your report or that we've talked about since you've thought about that situation or what's going on all here. But if you could just kind of retell the tale to a certain degree, but I'm looking more for anything that kind of sticks out to you, that you found to be odd, or something that you don't trust about everything that's going on here.
Phaedra, you want to start it off?
Don't even know where to begin. Feels like forever ago. Wasn't it me, you, and Robert that we required
Not
it?
Travis.
Oh, yes, Travis. Yeah. So I give the exact date, which I don't remember what the exact date was. We acquired it out of the chest cavity of the victim, and I give the name. Probably don't know it.
So why do you think he left the dagger?
Had he not left it before?
Not as far as our records have shown.
I think what possibly happened is we interrupted the ritual halfway through. Because it seemed like it needed time.
You say we. Do you mean that when you alone encountered Muddin in the house?
Yes.
Wait, did we actually encounter Muddin in the house?
Only Phaedra encountered Muddin in the house.
The first attempt, and then the second attempt, when me, Tycho, and our other associate, he was not there. Because I believe he when I first encountered him, before I met Tycho, he'd already was wrapping up.
Right, so from the report that you gave, you stated that you had arrived at the house, you had encountered Muddin, he'd fled out the back, you chased him, and then the police detained you.
Correct. There was no weapon at that time.
And then you arrived at the police station, Tycho and Travis, went to speak with you, you went back to the house, and you obtained the dagger at that time. Mm-hmm. My problem with this, by examining this situation, I feel like there's a setup here. I feel like there's something going on. Why would he leave the dagger when he needs it in order to complete this ritual, from our understanding? Is that correct? You see,
yes.
In theory, I suppose.
Well, he kind of looks over and says, he kind of looks at the two of you and says, how do you feel like you were set up?
Are you indicating that we're being used as pawns by this Muddin fellow?
Absolutely.
I mean, if that is the case, I would greatly appreciate the assistance of some higher powered individuals.
Can I roll something real quick?
Sure.
Because I've been following him this entire time, and I've been trying to figure out his mind process. Can I do a Arte roll to try to figure out what's going on?
What level of mind do you have?
I have level 2.
You have level 2 in mind?
Yes.
Okay. When did you? Oh, did you spend experience points?
I spent a lot of my points. I'm
Okay,
down
cool.
to 10 left.
All right, cool, awesome. Yeah, because I I believe we talked. Anyways, continuing on. Yes, go ahead and do a mind surface thought kind of like emotional reading on him. Just do an Arate roll difficulty. I'm gonna say of 5.
2 successes.
Okay. So yeah, I will say that you're kind of getting. His mind state is not suspicious of your team. His mind state is suspicious of Muddin's actions. He's worried. He's worried about your team. He's worried that that all of us are being led into a trap, and we need to see it in order to fight it.
Okay. The role I was actually trying to go for was Muddin.
Oh, sorry. What's going on in Muddin's head?
Right, because I've been following him for like 15 years now, and I have to like.
Yes. So, and with magic on top of all that study that you've kind of done, and since you've just kind of breached this level of understanding of the universe, I would say yes. You're able to kind of get back this kind of feeling from Muddin's mindset. Is that he could be leading you all into a trap, definitely. I'm not going to be able to give you quite more than that, but you definitely see this as something that, Muddin's tied to this dagger. He's not going to let it out of his sight. He would have you guys left it there for hours. Well, you went to the police station, got detained, talked to these guys, and then came back. He should have been able to come back and get that dagger. Why would he have left it there?
Was it for everyone at this table, or just our group specifically?
It feels like he's bigger than your group. He's looking to do something, of epic proportions.
Yeah, I think what the general is pushing towards is that we are an unwitting tool of this Muddin, which at this point, based on what we know, I can't disagree.
What is this dagger?
And that's where you see the general kind of sit down and says, okay, so can you go over a little bit more what you've recently discovered and what you know about this dagger? And he points over to Maxie, and Maxie stands back up and says, okay, so from my understanding, there seems to be some connections with some very ancient things with this dagger. I've been doing a historical study of its timeline, as I guess the best way for me to put it. We know about the origin, or the actions of Muddin with it. We know about the ritual murders where they've taken place with it. We also know about it tying back to some Cthulhian information or legacy. However, I have been able to trace it farther back than the first city. In fact, I think this might have been one of the original weapons created by mankind. The first weapon used by man. And you see like an uproar come from like the Technogate team, Team 7 kind of side, where they're like, that's just bullshit. Like, are you telling me that you're talking about Adam and Eve and like and the first garden and shit like that, right? And you see like, your mother kind of goes over and goes, that's a bunch of bullshit, and you know that, Maxie. And
I raise my hand.
Everybody stops arguing and looks over at you.
When you are when the lieutenants got taken into custody, we did not give all of the research we found from Muddin's lair to the technocracy. We decided to keep the most important books for ourselves to research later. There were 3 important books that we did find, and they were tied to Cthulhu mythos, demon, and what was the other one?
The Book of Nod.
So
supposedly
vampiric.
a retelling of the creation of the first vampire, Cain, actually. And if Maxie is correct, that might be the dagger he used to kill his brother.
So it, at this point, could be plausible. We should probably also start whipping out, like, Tycho, do you have the holograms of that room still?
Yeah, I think I should have them somewhere on me here.
Yeah, I would put those up on display.
The storage unit. Oh shit, no, that would be back at Technogate Command. I think. That we put the books in.
Wait, I thought we grabbed that later. And then stored it at my house.
I'd say do whatever you want with it. From a GM point of view, however you want to play this, go ahead.
Oh, then I've got it in my pocket. And I pull out the little square of metal, and I flip it open. And I grab onto a handle, and I pull out a long piece of metal, and I flip it down on the table. And I flip the cover open, and I pull out a panel. And I lay that down on the table, and I flip open the cover, and I reach down into the thing, and I pull out the 3 books. Thunk, onto the table. Like, I honestly kind of forgot I still had these. Yeah, we obviously took them out of the reports, and I look over at General Bridges, because we kind of knew something was up with Technogate Command. The information in these books is kind of wild. Yeah, and I would say if they're to be believed, but I mean, this Muddin guy, he's obviously a powerful person, and he had these books, and they were important to him. So,
Well, tell us what you find out about the books.
what did we find out about the books again?
Remember, we all separately read the books. In the Cthulhu one, it spoke of all of the gods. And like the big important one that they're trying to resurrect. And the cults that have been erected in to serve as like a power for him when he gets resurrected. I'm not sure about the other books though.
Yeah, I think I was the one that read the Book of Nod. It's kind of a fictional retelling of Cain kills his brother Abel. I mean, the popular story from the Bible. But instead of nothing happening afterwards, he is cursed by God and becomes the first vampire. I'm vaguely aware that vampires exist, as I think everybody at this table is.
I don't know if they exist. You see like some bantering start happening between people, and there's obvious like disagreement on that on all fronts. It doesn't seem like everybody seems to be agreeing on that hardened fact that you've created.
Well, regardless of whether or not they exist, Muddin had this book about them, and he had it in very high esteem, apparently, according to where and how we found it.
As well as the Dies Ignis book. That was found among the collection as well, which seems to tie kind of the Lucifer's story himself of, the fall and original demons and stuff. A lot of different things being combined here. but a lot of old stories.
You see JD kind of quell everybody and kind of stands up for the first time, and everybody kind of silences and says, although I know some of you don't know me as well as I know some of you, and some of you don't quite understand the universe as well, arrogantly as I'm going to put it, as well as I do. These books that these people have at their disposal here are interesting relics, although they are accessible, if you could find them out there in the bookstores that hold them. I am of the opinion that the tales of old may not be 100% true. However, some of the acts and some of the things that have taken place in this world have been recorded not just by historians of man, but the historians of the Order of Hermes, as well as other organizations throughout the world. I cannot tell you that I believe in the Judeo-Christian origin of our world, but I can tell you that there are things that have been cursed by something that roam this land that we would trivially call vampires. From my understanding of what is transpiring here, you're telling me that there are ancient creatures that are sleeping, that Muddin is trying to awaken, but you are also speaking of demons, which I have not great study inside of, to be honest. You speak of the Days of Fire book. Or, I'm sorry, he says it in the Latin term. I forgot what it was, though, but you just said it. And I have studied this book to a small degree. However, I did not find much use in my studies back then. I fear that there is something brewing here. We all have seen it or have felt that the world is changing and that things are picking up. There isn't much time, and as much as some of the oracles of time and masters of time will tell you, it is hard to see beyond 1999 as to what will happen. There is a great event on the horizon. The books of Nod, the books of Lucifer, even the tellings of many man speak of the end of the world. I believe that time is upon us more than it has ever been before. And I point to the proof that we cannot see beyond the singularity that happens in 1999, and I believe all of this is connected. With that said, I think that we have started a good meeting here. I would like all of us to take a recess, and we will be back to confer within an hour. And with that, he just steps up and leaves, and everybody else seems to as well. You see Maxie kind of come over to you and kind of show you to an area where you guys can kind of hang out.
Can I put my books away?
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to steal them. So I put my books away.
Did anybody look particularly shady while the deliberations were going on?
The only two that kind of really freak you out is the Euthanatos and the Virtual Adept Unknown.
Alright, come from a place of Just being unknown, though, not a place of.
Yeah,
Right.
no actual actions taken, just they're shady in and of their existence of not being able to be read very easily.
Yeah. Yep. I follow.
Fucking pissed.
About what?
I spent years trying to get into his mindset to try to just get even one step, half a step ahead. And he's been fucking with me this whole time.
That's not necessarily true. He might have chosen you just because you're the person who got the closest.
It doesn't make me feel better at all, Tycho.
Good try, buddy.
Well, no, it's like he chose you out of respect.
That doesn't make me feel better at all, Tycho.
What's all this then?
I got nothing then.
I sit in a corner and I just whip out a big pad of paper and just start scribbling back from step one. I'm trying. What am I doing wrong?
This whole time I'm just trying to avoid talking to my mom.
You guys
I
are
really
want to
talk to General Bridges, though.
You guys are in a separate room to just you guys. Maxie, unless you ask for her to stay for any reason or have a question for her, is also leaving immediately. But you can go and talk to people if you want. People are kind of set up in their own little room areas.
Okay.
Okay, I have a suggestion.
Okay.
The fact is this Muddin guy is doing something big, right? And he's obviously been preparing for it for a long time. And even if we are pawns, there's probably hundreds of others out there. But I don't think these people here are pawns. They're too powerful.
Okay.
Theoretically, we might still be able to defeat him with their help.
True.
The only thing is, we have to continue to be pawns.
Okay.
Well,
I think.
I'm in the background just putting up blank pieces of paper on the wall because I'm probably not allowed to write shit on the wall. So, I need to start doing formulas again. Could I do a roll where starting back at the beginning, a week before I met Tycho, I'm basically writing down all of the events that led up to this moment, and I'm trying to decipher what the possible next steps are going to be.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an RAT roll, difficulty of 6.
Damn it.
Difficulty 7 if you want to try again.
Okay.
Difficulty 8 if you want to try again. You can also spend willpower and lower difficulty with quiescence.
Okay, I'll use a quiescence, and I will spend a willpower.
Okay, so difficulty 7, you get 1 automatic success. Alright.
What is going on?
You
Okay.
got one success. Just gonna double check your rolls here, make sure that there's not. No, you just got a 3 and a 4, a 4 and a 4, or 2 and a 2.
Yeah. Yes. Wow.
It really doesn't want me to know.
So with the one success, I'm going to give you that in a little bit because you're going to be spending a bunch of time kind of writing on the walls, ignoring everything that's going on. So everybody else continue to roleplay or decide on if you're going to do any actions like Phaedra is trying to do.
I should go talk to my mother.
I'm gonna go along.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, could you? I might need some backup.
I would like
actually
to talk
wanna
to the
ask you-
general.
Alright, so we're getting Malachi and Tycho are going to go talk to Tycho's mother, and Robert, you're going to head over to the general, or do you guys want to coordinate at all? Alright,
No.
I'm taking that as a no. So, so you guys go do your separate things, and sorry about that. We'll start with Tycho and Malachi because you are two players. So you guys are gonna go off and talk to Tycho's mother. So you arrive at Tycho's mother room, and yes, this is like an RPG. For some reason, they're all separate rooms. It's totally an RPG and coincidental, but welcome to Mage. So you guys walk into the room and you see Tycho's mother, and the first thing she does is she walks up to you and grabs you by the scuff of your collar, and she goes, "I told you not to come."
That wasn't that clear.
God
There's
damn it!
more-
She
there's bigger-
lets go of you and just walks. You
There-
didn't do any aggressive actions. She was hoping you'd get pissed. But.
There are obviously bigger things going on, Mom. My fate is tied
Yes,
to this
there are
dagger and the
bigger
things
things.
going on.
There are bigger things going on. You don't need to be fucking involved. I've got it. Seriously, get your band and get out. This is it's got nothing to do with you. You got wrapped up in it, but you can get out now.
Oh, it has everything to do with you?
You damn fucking straight. I've been in this for years.
Well,
Before you
if
were
that-
even born.
If that's the case, then what do you know about the dagger? Because I apparently went to the abyss and learned a bunch of stuff about it.
Good point.
Do you want to tell me what you know?
I know shit.
Well then,
And apparently you're not reporting what you know to the Technogate like you should be.
And obviously, I shouldn't be because it's just got taken over by some people who are definitely against all the people gathered here. So I was right to do that.
Once again, fair
Unless you-
point.
I'm eating a carrot along a back wall, just leaning there.
Also, this is Malachi. He's new on the team.
Hey,
I brought him here just in case you would try to shoot me.
I
Well,
wasn't going to stop you, by the way.
oh, good, because I still might shoot him. You fucker.
Well,
Unbelievable.
the fact is, our instincts were right. We knew instinctually to trust General Bridges and Major Anderson, and you. Once Senator Johnson came in and took over, that's when we started. Well, I mean, we did a little bit before that, but we started mostly after Senator Johnson took over, obscuring some of the stuff. And you gotta admit, it's kind of crazy that we were sent on this stuff.
Well, I blame
Why was
Maxie
that?
for some of that, as well
Yeah.
as General Bridges and the others. I demanded you not to be involved in this, and they went against every suggestion that I had once you were involved. I wasn't against you being on a Technogate team. Did I know that you were going to be deeply involved in this nefarious uprising that's happening within the ranks? No, I thought that maybe you could just skit on by and do what you do best, keeping your head low. Well,
Well, I'm
we've
involved,
been doing
Matt.
instead.
I'm involved now.
I take that
And
back.
then-
You've been shit at actually keeping your head low. You always are getting in trouble. I should have known. Anyways,
That's true. That's true.
looks like
But-
I've got
But
a
I'm
few
involved
things
now.
that
and-
I need to do before this we reconvene here. Is there anything specific you wanted to talk to me about besides arguing about how stupid you are? Which
No.
apparently you're not that stupid. So
I'm just saying, regardless of what you think, I am involved in this now. And I would just appreciate if my mother would trust me and help me.
never said I wouldn't help you.
Well, then trust me. I can do this.
All right, well, I hope you're right, and I will support you. I just think it's the wrong decision.
I'm not going to disappear like Dad did.
Oh snap!
Oh.
Ooh, and we're gonna end that scene there. All right.
She was emotional, son.
It all boils down to please don't kick me out, mommy.
All right. So, Tycho, or no, sorry, Robert, you're going to go see General Bridges.
I should have dropped. I think Dad is still alive. I'll do that next time.
If she ever talks to you again, Jesus Christ.
Anyways, so we've got General Bridges. You meet with it, or you come to his door. Do you knock or just walk in?
I knock.
Come on in.
Sir, first of all, I just need to say I'm just so happy to see you safe and alive. How are you not in jail right now?
About that. I kind of am in jail right now. He kind of laughs and says, "Don't worry, it's all very complicated. But let's just say that this is not me." And he kind of like pulls out his arm and he like peels back some of the skin you see a robot, and he's like, "So I have the ability to kind of transfer my consciousness into this with some of the nanobots that I have in my brain that I installed a few years ago. Let's just say they think I'm sleeping."
You just said a lot of shit.
That is fascinating, sir.
Well, I'm glad that you guys came. I was really wondering on what side of the fence that you guys were gonna jump.
Yeah, I won't lie to you, I was hesitant, sir, but, you know, Phaedra especially has a lot riding on this, so...
I figured she'd pull you all into this trouble. It's one of the reasons why I brought her onto the team in the first place.
That's kind of why I wanted to talk to you, sir. I still don't understand why you brought me onto the team. What is our goal here? What did you get me into? Do you know any more that you can tell me than you've already told us? Because I'm at a loss here, sir. This is insane.
What I can tell you is this. There's actions being taken by 2 chess players in this world. I don't know who exactly they are, but it seems to be a game that's been playing out for thousands, if not more, years. We're all just pawns. You happen to be a very, very important pawn in everything that is happening here, along with your team members. Let's just say that I have had the ability to look into the true destiny of everyone that I encounter. And your destinies are directly tied with the coming apocalypse. I also can see the patterns and the weave that needs to be created in order for history to possibly overcome the darkness that has been seen by some of us in the coming years, if not sooner.
That is a lot to take in again, sir. You never fail to disappoint on that side of things. Um, I guess that's kind of all I needed from you. I was hoping to get a little more explanation and just make sure everything's okay. I mean, I hope everything's okay.
Well, things are proceeding, not as any of us envisioned, I'm sure. Plans never seem to fall into the exact pattern that you want them to. But I can tell you this. Continue doing what your team is doing, and I have faith that you will fulfill the true destinies that you have. By the way, everybody gain a destiny point. If you don't already have one, you get destiny of 1. That lets you re-roll once per, I believe, session. I'll have to double check on that. It's once per story or once per session. Story is a little bit longer of a time period, but it gives you the ability to do a re-roll. You can say, I don't like that one die. You can't pull out a whole pool, but you can say that one dice that rolled a 1, that's stupid. I want that to be something else. So you take it and you roll it again.
Where would I put a point in destiny?
It's a background.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not how you spell it.
All right. Is there anything else that you have for General Bridges then?
Yeah, actually. Oh, I don't know how I would do this. I want to try making. I can't necessarily like decrypt it and everything, but I want to try making a copy of the memory chip that we pulled from the robot that attacked us, and just fill him in on kind of what happened and
Do you have Forces 1?
No.
You could definitely work with somebody with Forces 1, or possibly even just mind technologically hacking into it. You might be able to just use mind on that, but it's something that you could definitely try. But I would say that that's an experimentation that's going to take effort.
Okay.
Unless you're asking for him to do something in that regards.
I guess yeah. I'll tell him about the chip. I would prefer to hold on to it myself, but I'd offer if he knew of a way to copy it or something like that. Because I get the feeling that they might be able to do a little digging that we can't, to maybe try and suss out who's coming after us.
I think I might have something for you. I'll do some digging. I believe I have something that might be a program I wrote a while ago. I'll have to dig back through my files, but check your email. You'll see something from someone that might be obviously helpful in the situation that you find yourself.
Alright. Is there anything you'd like me to take back to anyone on the squad, sir?
Just tell them that they're doing a good job. And I'm proud of them.
I will let them know.
Alright, so Phaedra, I'm going to say then at this point you are able to finish your deduction of 1 success on, I believe that you were kind of trying to better understand what Muddin is up to here.
Yes.
So, this, just because you have a good strong background history with him, what's all going on, you've done a lot of studying, you kind of recreated the this map that you've been working on, this crazy, what other people would be seeing as a good conspiracy board here. And you've kind of rebuilt it, though, with a much deeper understanding of magic or enlightened science at this point. And you kind of come back with this. You go back. Tycho, do you before you leave, she's going to ask you for books, for the 3 books that you've got. Do you give them to her?
Yeah, I pull them out.
Okay, so you kind of take those books, you're adding into everything that's kind of going on here, and you're kind of beginning this piece of this puzzle. and you've kind of created one little section of it right now, and you feel like you're going to be able to build on it more and more. Might take you more than an hour, or it's going to take you more than an hour to do that. So, but what you've kind of got in the first hour here is, so there's ancient vampires, and there's demons, and then there's these Cthulhian things that are going on. What you're kind of seeing definitely is that Cthulhian stuff is, you know, obviously the kind of cover for in a way of, like, you know, putting out the names of some of these demons without, you know, calling them demons and creating these Cthulhian cults around these demons. Now, you know that there's 3 primary demons. I'm not going to go specifically, you know, deep into a lot of this stuff, but the overall arching picture is that there's 3 demons trying to get out of the abyss. You don't know, you know, if anything's true about it all, but apparently God or Michael locked up all of the rebelling, quote-unquote, angels, you know, and threw them in the abyss, hell, or whatever you want to call it. But what you guys went to, the abyss. There's 3 specific demons that seem to be using Cthulhian literature in order to spread their cults, basically. There's a 4th, which is Cthulhu, but it seems like Muddin is much more connected to these 3 demons, and that maybe Cthulhu seems to be above these 3 demons. And from your understanding here is that Muddin is doing an act that should rip open the abyss. There seems to be something, it's more than the rituals. There's a whole thing that's going on here, a set of domino effect that should lead to the abyss being ripped up, and it starts with the awakening of some creature, possibly a vampire, on Earth. And that's what the rituals are actually about. It ends in a result of the abyss being ripped up, but the ritual is just giving energy and awakening a vampire on Earth. And that's going to set off a domino effect of something.
Okay.
That should lead to the ripping of the abyss.
How much time do I have left before our break is over?
I'll give you 10 minutes.
Okay.
So you guys kind of all meet back up in the room. Kind of had to, you know, take a piss, maybe a shit or something. That's why it took so long for you to get back. But maybe food or something that you wanted to get at the lunchroom. But Phaedra's been working on all of this, and she just got done with this information and kind of... do you want to let them know what you figured out?
Will that eat up my 10 minutes?
No.
Okay.
No, we can just quickly pop that and just say that everything that I said they heard, you know.
Yes, I'm rambling all of that out loud. Can I use... I gesture Robert over. I need your help. I want to use your computer in your laptop with a mixture of intelligence and conspiracy or occult to try to pinpoint who this supposed vampire could possibly be.
Interesting. What do you say, Robert?
Do you need my help on that?
Hell yes. Because like I don't have any other way on my person to do that, because I would usually just use like a mixture of like my laptop at home with news clippings of and populous charts, but I don't have that here.
This is not the time for you to get back at me for all the times I've messed up your equipment. Let's just make that clear.
I will treat your suitcase with the utmost care, sir.
send it over.
Okay.
Do you need any help getting this going, or do you
I mean,
need the equipment?
too many hands in the pot can spoil the stew. So,
All right, well, just let me know if you need me.
alright. So I'm going to just browse the internet for a mixture of vampire lore or occult or an increase in populace of strange occults in specific areas. I'm trying to pinpoint not just a location, but possibly a name of this vampire.
Okay. I want you to roll Arate difficulty of 8. No, 10. You can use your
I
quiescence
will
to
use the
lower it if
quiescence.
you
Yep.
can do up to 3
And a
quiescence to
willpower.
lower it. So you can bring that down to 7. 1 automatic success for a willpower. Go ahead and roll.
And the internet in 1998.
Yep.
I'm not even sure Google was around.
You got
then.
1 success. You did not botch. You did not
What
fail.
is wrong with my rolls?
Hey man, difficulty 7 is pretty rough. That's it. And when you only
True,
get 2
true.
dice, that's not a. That's pretty
Yeah.
rough.
I'm saving my.
So, the end result that you kind of get out of this, I'm gonna do something special here, and you kind of go into a trance of like pulling up a bunch of information on vampires, and the only thing left on your screen, the only thing you can remember, you have no idea what the hell you just did. You went into like a trance, and kind of just like did a deep dive on conspiracial information on vampiric origins and what they are and what's going on with them, and you just delved in and you found this subnet that was filled with all this information about the Nosferatu, but you can't remember that name and it doesn't understand what the hell is going on, and all of a sudden you end up and you just see Ravenos, and then it deletes off the screen.
So all I got was Ravenos.
Yeah. That's the only thing you really remember. Everything else is a blur.
Okay. I make sure that I just write that name down on my pieces of paper, so I don't forget.
All right, you guys got a couple of minutes before the meeting meets back up. You can discuss if you wish about that, and then we'll have the meeting. Or just let me know if you want to go straight to the meeting.
What did you figure out, Phaedra?
All I can remember is Ravenos. There's so much that I need to do, but I think I'm staring blankly at my wall at this point.
Can I look at the new wall that she's created and cross-reference it in my mind with?
So most of what she just did was on the computer.
Right. Like, you've got the scribblings, but then all you just got in big bold letters are the word Ravenos.
Yeah, but before she did the computer thing, on the wall, I think one of the conclusions was that the beginning domino was the resurrection of a vampire.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. So I kind of want to try and get that from the wall. Or from Phaedra.
Yes.
I will say that yes, I'll just automatically give that to you.
Okay. Let's say we always thought it was the ritual was meant to do the big thing, but it looks like based on your new analysis, it's almost just he's got the dominoes set up and then he's just going to push the first one.
Yes.
And the first domino is Ravenos.
Yes.
Well,
Does Ravenos mean anything to me as a word?
I will say, if there's nothing that you feel like your backstory would, and you know out of game, you can interpret that as you wish. If you have no idea what it is out of game or in game, I can give you a roll for it. And if you want to have more of a solidified understanding of it, it would be a roll, which is just occult difficulty of 9 plus intelligence.
Can I also roll for it?
Mm-hmm. Anybody can do that roll, occult, and if you have vampire lore, its difficulty is 7.
Yeah, I definitely
I'm
don't
do
know.
that soon. Okay. Alright. And occult, intelligence and occult, difficulty 9.
Yep.
2 successes!
Looks like Malachi and Phaedra both got 2 successes.
Yep.
Alright, and then Robert has none. So, Robert, we're going to start with you. Ravenos? What the fuck is a Ravenos? Sounds like a ravaging what do you think a Ravenos is? Do you know what a Ravenos is in game? Or out of game? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
I think my headset died for a second there.
Oh, you're back.
I'm
so,
back.
do you know anything out of game about Ravenos?
No, I do not.
Great. What do you think of Ravenos? When you hear Ravenos, what do you think?
Ravenous, like hunger.
Okay. Interesting. Coincidentally, that's interestingly interesting. Anyways, okay, so we've got 2 successes from Phaedra, 2 successes from Malachi. So I'm going to give you guys both the same information here. As far as you understand, that is a clan of vampires. You remember it from the Book of Nod, Phaedra, and Malachi. You've encountered these vampires, oddly stereotypically gypsy, like almost insultingly so. To be honest, White Wolf, he kind of insultingly made the Ravenos very, very insultingly gypsy. But I don't know. I love the Ravenos though. They fucking rock.
I do too. They're great.
So it basically you understand it as a clan of vampire gypsies that roam the earth and are not necessarily tied to any of the major factions. I'll say that's the other thing you know. So take that for what you will. I don't know how much I know Phaedra have actually, or person playing Phaedra definitely knows a lot about
Yes.
Raven. Well, a lot more than the average person that just heard the word. And then Malachi. So, do you feel like you need any more explanation, Malachi?
Nope, that just confirmed a whole bunch of horrible suspicions.
All right. So, back in game then. You guys got a little bit before the final conclusion of the meeting. Is there anything? I mean, now that you know that information, do you want to talk amongst yourselves?
I think we should tell them our new information.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Good. We're all in agreement.
How'd the conversation go with your mom? Do I have to
I don't want to talk about it.
blankets ready at my place?
No, I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
She's just, she's emotional because my dad disappeared all those years ago.
You didn't bring that up, did you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh God. Please don't get kicked out yet. At least if you do, can you do it in front of me?
Yes. Next time I'm planning an emotional talk with my mother, I'll let you know so you can watch.
Sweet. I'll get popcorn ready. Robert, how'd your conversation go? Or did you leave the room?
I did. I went and saw the general.
Oh,
He is concerned that, or even himself and the higher players are all just kind of pawns in this, and that we are definitely wrapped up in something very big, a battle between two very large players that we haven't even kind of scratched the surface of. And he also said that we are doing a great job. He said he's proud of us, and I look over directly at Tycho when I say that. Because I know how he feels about the general.
Yeah, because I didn't grow up with a father figure, so
Yeah.
it's yeah, it hit me in the feels.
especially since now your mom's mad at you. You're like, yes, thanks, Dad. Pseudo dad.
I do want to say that I don't know if I conveyed it well enough, but there is a hint of your mother is very proud of you, but is gonna challenge your ass on that shit.
I thought you were about to say there's definitely a hint of my mother getting together with the general.
Well,
Then maybe he would
okay.
move in and like I would have a dad again.
I'm not gonna say anything right now. No, we don't have enough time to get into all of that. That's for future arc episode. 3-4 episodes, you might get more. I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Also,
I
if he
can't
does
say
get together with my mom, I'm gonna be super angry because it's my mom. Stop fucking her.
Okay.
Because nobody's good enough for her. That's the subtext.
The general, though?
I can think of one person.
The general?
The senator.
No, nobody's good enough for my mom, okay?
I can
Not
think
even
of
your dad?
one person.
Is it my dad? Who's still alive?
Anyway, so
Fuck Samsonite.
are you guys going to this meeting? I feel like you guys
Yeah.
are done discussing amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
You're not on to very weird relationship. No. Anyways.
You're skipping your characters now.
So everybody arrives back and sits down. JD looks over at the group and without you guys even saying anything says, I believe that Technogate 42 has something to enlighten us with.
I look at Phaedra.
Yep. God, I'm not good at talking in a crowd.
Just yell the word Ravenos.
So I took what you guys have brought to us to heart and thought heavily on the last couple of interactions with Muddin, and I've come to the realization that his motives aren't to resurrect some god that will just end the world completely in an instant. What he's actually doing is setting up a series of events or dominoes that will lead him to ripping apart was it the Umbra? No.
The Abyss.
The Abyss that will free 3 demons possibly
Or more.
or more. Basically anything down there if you're ripping it apart. But his first step is resurrecting a possible vampire Uh, and through my research, all I can get or could gather at this time is Ravenos.
You hear a huge murmur happen, as everybody starts kind of talking to each other. Trying to hone in on anybody specific? Trying to break through the...
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do perception awareness hardcore.
Okay, perception awareness, everybody that wants to try and listen in. It's hard to make out what the fuck is going on as everybody just kind of erupts in a...
Difficulty
of 6. Perception, alertness.
Awareness?
You can use awareness too. I would allow awareness if it's better.
So I got 4.
Damn it. I would have did alertness.
Oh shit!
Can I?
Go. Hold on. This is an important one.
Wow.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! So close. So
You had
fucking
one
close.
success.
Got one success, so you didn't botch.
Yeah.
You just
I
don't
had
understand what
4.
the fuck's going on at all.
I just dropped something on the floor, and I'm like, "What?" And then I hear the word Ravnos, and I look back, and I'm like, "Oh shit!" I was not paying attention.
Malachi, you got 4 successes. Robert, 3 successes.
I got
Phaedra.
4, so I used the willpower.
Oh, you used the willpower. 4 successes. Nice. And then 2 successes. So we're going to start at 2 successes. Is there a specific person that you're trying to hone in on and what the hell they're trying to talk about, or do you just want to get a general idea of what's going on?
I know it would be hard to try to straight away listen to everything that people are saying, but what I'm looking for is facial abnormalities, if you will. Like, does anyone have like a face that is not necessarily shock, but like something worse?
I'm gonna get back to that.
Okay.
So we're gonna move on. Robert, what are you doing? What are you trying to suss out here? Are you specifically trying to listen to one person? Just a general consensus of what's going on?
I'm actually listening to the people that I think we have the least chance of being able to follow up with. So I'm gonna be kind of looking over at the 2 mysterious strangers that
Unknown and the Euthanatos, which I can't pronounce his name more than the one time I tried. So yes, so that I'll go with for sure. Actually, it's very interesting. Those 2 are really good targets. And once again, I apologize, but I'm going to have to get back to you because I want to double check and just see what Malachi's doing here real quick. We're kind of doing a combat round here, declaring, and then... but you've got just as much successes as him, so you're kind of tied. But I want to see, Malachi, are you honing in on somebody specific or just using all 4 for a general consensus of what's going on?
I'm gonna hone in on the general specifically, as I'm kind of like standing at the back, just kind of taking the room in. He seems to be the dude that I kind of wanted to see if he recognized the name, and then if he immediately does anything post.
So first off, you immediately recognize that he recognizes the name. He's familiar with it. He seems to have a nod of approval on this information that has been given to everybody, and he seems to be more monitoring what's going on, and has like a being of you're going down the right track is the kind of essence that he's giving to you guys, and he's kind of just sussing out what everybody else is saying and waiting for the opportune moment to either interject or waiting. And he seems to be even looking into JD oddly to see how he's reacting more and what he's doing there. You do have 4 successes. Do you want to check out JD since you know that the general is checking him out?
Yes. So it's fair to say that nothing has come that has been a surprise so far to the general.
I would say that it's not that it's a surprise per se, but but it seems to confirm some. It seems to that he seems to, in his mind, to be kind of confirming some assumptions of what's going on, and kind of seeing where you're leading this, and but he wants to see how everybody else is reacting, and what information he can kind of garner from everything that's going on here.
Okay, and then what's JD up to?
So JD seems to be looking over at you, but in a sense, you feel like he's not here at all. He's somewhere else doing something, and this has like triggered something in him that he's now. He seemed to be fully here all the other times, all the other like interactions that you kind of seen, but you like looking into his eyes, you can kind of see that 99% of him is somewhere else right now, and he's using that 1%, which is oddly enough to really observe more than you could possibly understand of what's happening here, to observe what's happening here. But he's not really here. He's somewhere else. He's doing something else right now. And it's all because of what you just said.
I hope that was
Okay.
good.
All right, Robert. Robert, you were looking at Unknown and the Euthanatos. The Unknown in Euthanatos. So we'll start with Unknown. Unknown is more. He kind of took in the information, and you kind of are seeing into the code. I'm kind of giving you guys also automatic successes in a crazy universe of role that I just created for you, and giving you some successes on something that kind of seeing a little bit deeper. So there's some advanced enlightened science behind your guys' analysis of what's going on. But you can kind of see deep inside of his code that there's a lot of workings that he's doing right now. He's accessing multiple parts of the digital web. He's surfing for Ravenos information. He's gathering it, putting it together, and correlating all that's kind of going on. And that's what's happening kind of in his code, basically. The Euthanatos you kind of see as just a nod in agreement, like he didn't quite understand exactly what was going on during the rest of the meeting, and kind of just staying there, and then all of a sudden it seems like when Phaedra said what she said, something clicked in him, and he just had a nod of agreement with what was going on.
Okay.
And then Phaedra got 2 successes, and Phaedra, I'm sorry, I remember it was something interesting. What were you?
I don't want to zero in specifically on what people are saying, but I want to look at people's faces.
Oh yes. So you're kind of like sussing out some information here. One of the things that kind of just catches your eye is actually the nun, the celestial choir Leah. There was like, for a moment you looked at her and there was like a shaking of her face, and it felt like there was 2 of her at one point, and one of them was really pissed and one of them was just normal, like, and just trying to suss out what was going on and trying to take in all the information and looking over, concepts of the Bible and history and what had happened 5, 6, 7,000 years ago, and her study of the universe as it is. But there was something else. There was another entity involved in her, and then it was gone when you finally kind of came out of a haze. At the end of it, everybody kind of settles down when JD stands up and says, "All right. Stop. I want us to take this information that we have now, and I want us to go back to our respective positions and continue contact with each other." He holds a crystal at the center of the table after pulling out the dagger and handing it back to Maxie. It says, "Continue your studies with the dagger. Technogate Team 7, please continue to operate underneath the Technogate banner. General Bridges, I apologize, but it's time for you to go back to prison." And we will reconvene in 2 months, as I believe our deadline is approximately 9 months away before we need to stop the end of the world and the awakening of this creature called Ravenos. We have a lot of disagreements on exactly what could be going on here. I understand that many of you do not believe in the myths of old, and many of you have a belief structure that there's something else deeper or even more conspicuous happening in different fronts. I want us all to continue our investigations and to reconvene on January 26th. And he nods and everybody kind of starts dispersing, unless you guys have anything that you're going to interject before everybody starts dispersing. There seems to be like a window where you could...
No.
No, not at this time.
Alright, you guys head back to Maxie's lab. Is there anything that you guys want to talk about before heading back to Technogate?
What did you guys gather from the people around us when I said Ravenous?
I was very distracted. I'm sorry,
Of
I
course
didn't
you
see anything.
Robert?
That kind of strange, unknown guy seemed to be very active, trying to scramble around. It seemed like, he was trying to do his research himself. But the other one kind of seemed like that was the first thing that made sense that whole time to them.
Malachi, who
So,
were you looking for?
A lot of mixed emotions, I guess.
Yeah, I was watching the general, and he seemed to not be too surprised at the name, which caught me a little off guard.
I have a question. Do you believe that everybody at the table was there? Do you trust everybody who was at that table?
Oh, by the way, is Maxie involved in this conversation?
Yeah,
Okay.
I trust her, so I'll keep her in this conversation. Actually, yeah, no, I really do want to know her opinion. Moxie, do you trust everybody at that table?
As far as I can tell, JD has vouched for the tradition mages, and I have no sense of betrayal coming from any of them. And Technogate Team 7 I have worked with, as well as General Bridges and your mother, Taiko, for many, many, many years. I trust them explicitly. I have no qualms about anybody that was at that meeting.
Okay.
We do have to remember that there is a possibility that some of these people might be compromised and not know it. It's a possibility.
That makes it a lot more challenging.
It's a possibility that I can't 100% say anything about what I think I saw at this table. I could be wrong.
Did you see something?
The one named Leah, was she Celestial Choir?
Yeah. The nun.
Yes. When I said Ravenos, I looked at everybody's faces at the table. And when I looked at her, something weird happened. I'm not sure if it's just some ability that she's able to do, because again, I'm not familiar with the workings of a mage. Maybe something happens when she gets upset, but it was like there was two of her, and one of the faces had... It just looked weird.
Maxie, what do you know anything about that? Like, is that a known thing about her? Or
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Just to be clear, you saw two of her in that position, and then you were able to see their faces, and they were very different.
Yes. One of them had her normal face. One of them was severely angry, and then also but then it changed into something else, and I can't describe what it is.
Does anybody have experience with... Shoot, what spheres would it even be? To do something like that. Correspondence, maybe? Yeah.
well, I do know that some mages can
Troubling.
split their mind, and have two thought processes going on at the same time. Some life mages can split
But like
their
you
body,
said earlier,
but two in the same place. That would be high-level correspondence. Maybe time, but there would be no point to it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because they're in the same place. Like, why take the effort to do that? Unless if she's...
what if it's like a symbiotic relationship? When you said that, what if someone wasn't aware at the table, that it triggered something in me? Maybe that could possibly be it? Something
Yeah.
piggybacking on her?
Well, it makes sense that maybe that was the real her, and she's really angry right now because she's not in control of her body. Which, if I wasn't in control of my body and I was a passenger, I would be really angry. And so, just for that moment, we got a glimpse of... Oof, but that's kind of a hefty assumption there.
Right. We're saying a lot of speculations, and I don't want to
Yeah.
accidentally throw somebody under the bus who's innocent. I just wanted you to be aware of it.
Well, we've told Maxie, and perhaps we let General Bridges know through other channels.
It's something I'll keep an eye on.
I'll mention it to my mother, and I'm sure she'll tell the general. Or I'll ask her to tell the general. He might have some other ideas.
I wish... Mac, I want to tell JD.
I can
seemed
possibly
like
arrange some more meetings for you if need be. And she, hands you her emails you with her email address. So she already knows your email address. So, and she's like, well, it is coming to that time where they got to get you back to Technogate before questions start popping up here. So I'm gonna have you guys head on back. I'll escort you guys back to the exit point here, or actually, I can get you just to an exit point pretty easily, and then we'll pop out at somewhere. I'll try and get it close to Madison and get you back to Technogate pretty quick here. anything that we want to do before I get you back to Technogate?
I was gonna tool around in my car, but let's skip that for now.
All right, so yeah, you guys are back to Technogate. Of course,
Yeah.
you've got Senator Johnson, who kind of meets up with you, and along with the general. I'm guessing you give him the basic report of the attack that you had happen onto you, and then you got the dagger to her, safely, and then you returned with some experiments that she was having you assist her on.
Yep.
Yeah, like it took her a while to heal us.
Right.
There.
All right, so that is the end of the episode. I was gonna have you actually go talk to the general while he was in prison, but we do not have time for that. So,
I did have one quick question. The general was out of prison via a robot?
think
he
of it
was riding-
as having basically he's using correspondence, forces, and mind in order to have his mind be in two places at once. And then he was taking control of a robotic body in order to, and if he's not unconscious and, surfing, or in that creature, in that mechanical being, he's got to put his mind somewhere. He's not in his body and his mind at the same time, or in his body and the robot body at the same time. He's got to pick one or the other.
Is that robot body have any similarities to the who attacked us? It wasn't the Suns. It was
Order
Fake
of
Iteration
Hermetic?
X.
person. Yeah.
yeah.
No, his was a Void Engineer model that he had designed.
Okay. That's all. That was a big question I had. Make sure they weren't the same robots.
All right. So, anything else?
Nope.
Yeah, I think we're good.
All right. I think we'll go ahead and call it there then. And I will give you all 4 experience points for tonight's adventures. I think you all did an awesome job. And if there's any questions, comments, concerns from the audience or the players, how did you guys all feel about tonight?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool.
I definitely feel like something was set up there.
A lot of shit was set up.
All right, so we will go ahead and end the stream there. Thank you all for watching. Go ahead.
Wait. I don't know what the mechanical way to do it is, but Lords of the Trident are streaming right now. I think it's just the lead singer is playing Sega CD games. I was thinking we could rate him.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can do that. Lords of the Trident.
I don't know if you
I already
have
got
to
it.
be streaming.
Yep, I got it. And we're gonna start the raid here. I don't know what it means for my stream here per se, but
Yeah.
okay, 6 viewers are ready to raid. Raid Lord of the Trident now.
Now, of course, I can't listen to it because.
Oh, Golden Age started singing for the raid.
Oh. He
Oh,
acknowledged
he
the raid
said
already. He's playing old school Sega
Hop
CD.
on your horse and get set to chase down Dracula in his wagon.
Hey,
Use
Josh.
To duck low branches, oh boy, and jump
Yeah.
boulders. Play
Hold
polo
on.
with rabid wolves and heavily armed gypsies, and hog tie Dracula before he gets to the castle. Cool. And in terms of during level 6, the player must rapidly press the A button to speed up, B button to jump, and C to fire. Okay. Neat. What's up, Golden Age? What's up, Motoroy? Great to see you guys. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, rapidly A to speed up, B to jump, C to fire. We're gonna hogtie Dracula.
All right. Well, I'm just gonna leave that
no.
stream on
Oh boy.
to give him the view.
Oh no.
Hold on,
I like what I like
checking out
what
if
they're
This is
good at.
just-
They're good people. I'm gonna
can't tell
switch
if
to
I'm
my
doing
phone
this right or
and
not.
go out for a smoke. But I'll be on for a little while yet.
Be AFK for a few. But I'll probably be back on for a bit.
Josh, I do have a question.
Yeah,
Leia,
Leah.
is she the same Leia from our games?
I don't know.
Like, I'm not gonna bet a game, but is she?
Oh,
is she
I hope
being
you metagame.
piggybacked by-
I'm waiting to twist and turn your guys' whole world upside down if you try metagaming me, but and then I'm also saying that because maybe I didn't change anything. Maybe nothing.
Right.
Maybe everything else is this. Maybe everything's the same, or maybe it's all completely different. But I'm gonna say that there's a high possibility that your metagaming will totally not work. But it
Good.
might. But it might.
Shut up, Josh. It just because it did seem a little similar. That maybe she's
that
been
was very
possessed,
much not
but
it.
I won't say anything. All right, I have to
Okay.
go. I got work tonight.
All right, have a good
So,
one.
let's
Yeah,
try
bye,
this
Holmes.
again. Yeah, this is not great. Okay. Gonna skip that, and then we will save it here. All right. Press A rapidly to speed up, but apparently not too rapidly because then you run into the guy. Okay, how rapidly do I have to be to catch this dude? That was too rapid. Is that the boss? Oh, he's throwing knives. Okay. It is definitely a game. I don't know if it's awesome, Golden Age, but it's definitely a game. You know. Did
The story is almost complete.
Did I win?
But as the end draws closer, Harker must now enter the very sanctum of the Dark One.
What-
Only Dracula's
What is going on here?
stand between Harker and the final death of Dracula. He enters the courtyard with foreboding in his heart.
Okay, well, I mean, we have 2 continues, I think. We're on the last stage. Yeah, with 0 lives, so we're gonna die right away, but... Oh, listen to this music. Somebody had too much fun with the mod wheel on their MIDI controller. Here, 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 here. I got you, Dracula.
Oh my god, this stream is
I mean-
awesome.
I'm very confused by that. Take that, bats! Haha!